I really think there's no bad time to flirt. I'm all about shooting your shot.
Sometimes being a good friend means calling them out on their dumb decisions.
If he doesn't open the door for me on a first date, huge red flag.
Welcome to Dialed In.
Hello.
Welcome to Dialed In, your daily dose of unlicensed therapy. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Montaine.
And this is your hour to join the conversation. So no matter how unwell you're feeling, we got your back.
So call us at 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. Rach, before we get into our little open, you want to tell the people what we have coming up today?
Yes, we have so many things to go over today. I want to know, do you think couples counseling before marriage is a good idea? Call us with your takes if you've been in couples counseling before marriage. Did it ruin your relationship? Did it make it better?
What else are we getting into besides couples? So we got couples counseling. Anything else that's really fun for the peeps?
Yeah, I like to know, there's just those small, subtle things of like the hottest thing a guy can do when he's like actually not doing anything, but to us, it's like the hottest thing ever. Or to a guy with a girl. Like, what's the hottest thing someone could subtly do? We want to know. Call us at 888-91 on air. That's 888-916-6247.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Wednesday, I believe, today. And I've made a pretty decent recovery from my festival weekend.
Nobody cares about your Coachella recovery. Okay.
Really?
You know why?
Why?
Because we're in the land of influencers. Everybody's, you better get ready. You better start, because it's now hump day. You better start preparing for next week.
I'm preparing. And this is how I recover. I read in my bed. There's nothing I love more, seriously, than getting into bed. I have a TV in my room, but I don't use it because I actually rather read my book.
This was one of the weirdest takes you ever told me, which was that you wouldn't, or no, I forget if you said you wouldn't date somebody, but you would question if a man doesn't have a TV in his room, and you have a TV in your room and you don't fucking use it.
I just wouldn't feel safe if there's no TV in the room.
But you don't use it.
I use it once in a blue moon.
You like turn on like Netflix, like the fireplace.
I put on the fireplace, or
Seriously.
I'll go on YouTube and be like,
lo-fi.
Mystical forest with fairies flying around, because I read fairy shit.
Do you want to know what else is actually pretty sick to put on YouTube? I'm putting all the people on out there. If you're ever just like in a chilling mood, like in a room, whatever, and you just want to like have something on YouTube, one of my favorite things my friend Matt put me on was walking tours of different cities.
Oh,
it is the fucking
I have
best.
seen that. There's a influencer.
Like I've been to Copenhagen. I've been to Shibuya.
Where's Shibuya?
In Tokyo. It's like a neighborhood.
Okay.
But like I've been everywhere around the world on these like I've also traveled everywhere, but also on these walking tours on YouTube.
Walking tour. I've seen this influencer that I follow, Stassi Schroeder. She does a medieval walking tour.
What does that mean?
She'll do like a walking tour from the medieval times. Like, it's obviously AI generated, but it's not present day.
That's
it's
hilarious.
Like from like back in the 1600s. She feels like she's from that time.
My friend literally the other day, we were like in his car and we were driving and go play pool, and he was like, you know what I want to do for my birthday this year? And I was like, what? He's like, I want to go to medieval times. Have you ever been to medieval times?
Oh, I've heard of it.
You've never been?
No, I've never been.
Oh my fucking.
Maybe we should do that.
We should go.
And we'll vlog it.
If you've ever been to medieval times, you got to text Rachel and I at Dialed In on Instagram, or you can call us on the show and talk about it at 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. Medieval times is fucking amazing.
What is it? Explain it to people.
It's basically like, I guess you kind of go with a group of friends. Like I went when I was younger, and you watch like these knights on horseback and whatever with like javelins.
On real horses?
Yeah. And they're jousting. It's all like choreographed and whatever, but you're all in a section.
Okay.
So you're rooting for your knight. Oh. Your person, and you're eating turkey legs and drinking like beer.
What do you win if you win?
I don't remember. Our guy lost, but we made it to like the last two. So it was like really exciting. But it's just really fun.
So it's giving like Game of Thrones energy.
Yeah, it's called Medieval Times.
Well, the books that I read are very medieval times.
Okay.
The fantasy books. I'm right now reading a book called Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, I believe her name is. And she writes fantasy books about fairies, monsters, the good old days when the men had to court the women. Good times.
Shit is over.
Yeah, that shit is no longer.
That shit is clearly a fantasy.
Yeah. Speaking of courting women, we are going to get into a segment called The Debrief, where it's a segment where you can debrief a recent date, if it's good, if it went bad. We want to hear how it went. I believe we have someone who's going to be debriefing her date. Gabby, how was your date? We want to hear the entire debrief.
Hey, Gabby.
Hey, guys. So I had been talking to this guy for a really long time, like long enough that there was like a good amount of buildup. And finally, we like picked a time for us to go out after like over a month of talking, lots of flirty conversations, like cute back and forth banter. We finally went to a show, and I guess he was like nervous about the buildup leading up to the date. So he somehow showed up to the date like wasted, which was so frustrating. Like, what are you doing? We're too old for this. And like after being there for like 35, 40 minutes, like he was noticeably drunk to the point where like they kind of wanted him to leave the bar, and he was like being escorted out. So I was like, oh God, I'm leaving with this person and helping him get into an Uber or whatever. And as we're getting into the Uber, like somehow, I don't know, but my Oura Ring fell off.
Oh,
and
no.
so
Not the Oura Ring.
A really shitty date, but I lost my Oura Ring, and I kind of want to ask if you would like repay me for it and get me a new one.
Wait,
what
how
do you
much?
guys think?
Talk to me like I'm a fucking moron. How much are Oura Rings?
It's like $500, and it fell off, just vanished.
Holy
and
shit.
like,
Yeah, that's a big loss.
That's like not cheap. And okay, no offense to him, or great for him, he can afford it.
Okay, he can afford it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, that sucks that you went on a date and then had to be the babysitter, because no one ever wants to do that. It's such a turnoff. You're like, you're not going to go on another date with this guy, right?
Oh, it's so over.
Right. And have you guys spoken since the date?
He like apologized after, but like not much. Like it just wasn't a great look for him, you know?
How did he apologize? What did he say?
He was just like, oh my gosh, I'm really embarrassed. I'm so sorry about last night.
Yeah.
The classic.
Yeah.
The classic.
I was underwhelmed by the apology.
Yeah, it sounds underwhelmed. I don't know. Honestly, as someone who loses something, I lose everything. I've lost my passport twice. I've lost all the rings
crazy.
I've had.
You lost your passports?
Yeah, I've lost everything, and it's the worst feeling. But really, in those situations, once you lose something, at least for me, the only thing I could do is immediately accept it, because I don't know about asking him for it back. Like, I mean, you can do it if you have really nothing to lose, if you don't mind kind of potentially ending this relationship for good. Because if someone asked me to buy them a $500 item that they lost, even if it was like me being messy, I was being a drunk person, it wasn't technically his fault.
Does he know that though? How does he know that it wasn't his fault?
Like, I don't think he robbed me, but I think in like
He robbed you of a good night.
Well, yeah, but
definitely.
okay, so like
I think as I was putting him into the car, I think it like flew off my hand. I mean, he was like messy limbs everywhere, so I kind of feel like it was just like
Limbs
in
were
the
flying.
chaos.
yeah, listen, when you first said it, I was like, no, it's definitely not your place to ask for $500. But I'm like, he was hammered. That's his
Right.
own fault. Don't come to a first date hammered. Otherwise, people are going to fuck around with the narrative. You know what I mean?
You can kind of mess up. You kind of can make up the story a little bit and be like, you kept pulling my Oura Ring off. He's not going to remember.
Yeah.
And if he has the money, I mean, might as well get a new version of the Oura Ring.
Are there newer versions? Yeah. I mean,
Right, they
that's
come out with new versions
what.
every year.
Can you just, Gabby, again, talk to me like I'm a moron. What the fuck is an Oura Ring?
Oh my God, I'm super into it. I used to be an Apple Watch girly, and it just wasn't cute and was ruining my outfit.
Yeah.
So I switched to an Oura Ring.
Got it.
And it tracks your sleep. It tracks everything. It's really cool.
I have a question because I always ask people like with Apple products and stuff like if you're gonna fuck somebody, like, do you keep the Apple Watch on? This goes for you too, Rich. Like, would you keep the Apple Watch on?
I would never have an Apple Watch in the first place. Sorry. I
Wait,
find them so cringe.
Gabby, would you take off the Apple Watch if you're gonna have sex with someone?
I kept it on to track the cows.
Wow, the cows.
I
You're
wonder
like,
what your Oura Ring said.
he's
when
he's like about to come, and she's like, you can't. I have 250 more calories. Do not come.
Yeah. Do not come for
I
me
have
yet.
not reached my fucking caloric deficit yet.
Oh my God. I wonder what your Oura Ring said when you were on the date with him. Like, you are not having a
said I
good
was
time.
stressed.
It said blood alcohol level 0.0 because he was fucking schmammered. Yeah, honestly, I just say let it fly. If you're never going to see the guy again, at first when you said it, I was like, it's not your place, but fuck it. Like, what do you have to lose? Just
Right.
ask for it. The worst he's going to say is like, absolutely not, whatever. And then if you want to make a bigger deal out of it, Male guilt is a hell of a drug. I'll tell you that right now.
Like, do you think if a girl put that on you, you would feel super guilty and just be like, you know what, fuck it?
It depends what I did, but if I got so hammered on a date, I had to have like my first date put me in a car. Yes.
Right.
I would pay $500 for the peace of mind knowing that person would not talk shit about me in the future. That's what you should do. You have basically, Gabby, you have to become a salesman that you're going to fuck up his whole rep unless for $500 simple dollars, he gets you a new Oura Ring.
Yeah, $500 simple dollars, and send him your address, send him the color you want, and say, this is it.
And send him how many calories you missed out on burning because you couldn't have sex with him because he was too drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem. I think that's like the perfect solution.
I know.
It's if you're never gonna see the person again, who gives a fuck?
Right. I mean, when you're never going to see someone again, then you should just say whatever the fuck you want regardless. But if she was, if this was like their third date and then he got really drunk, but their first 2 dates went really well, I feel like you can't ask
you
for
can't
it.
do that.
You can't do it. But it just goes to show, like she said, they were talking for a while and had a really good build up. And then you go on the first date and it goes to shit. And sometimes those long, drawn out, like, chitter chatters for months and months before you actually end up meeting with someone are the worst way to set up a date, which is why I like to not talk to the guy before I'm going on a date.
The guy just hits you up on a dating app. Hey, you just don't say anything.
Yeah. Hey, I'll respond.
You're just like,
I'll respond in person.
You just say fucking longitude, latitude. You're like, meet me here. I don't want to talk. He's like, no, but I just like, I want to know who you are a little bit. No.
I'll
talking.
Speak to you at the dinner.
I don't
spot.
fuck with that. No, but it is the same principle. Have you ever heard kind of like hitchhikers on the highway? Like if someone ever like all these tales from hitchhiking, basically people hear the craziest shit or reveal the craziest shit. Why? They're never going to see him again. So people have like confessed to murders, like all this crazy shit.
Oh my God, imagine you pick up a hitchhiker
Literally.
and they get in your car and they said that they murdered someone.
They're telling you this shit on that. Why? Because when you know you're never going to see someone again, you feel like this freedom.
But wouldn't you be scared that they were going to murder you?
No. I'm 6'4". I'll fuck them up.
I'm not picking up any hitchhikers.
No, I agree. If you're a woman, never pick up a hitchhiker. If you're a man, also never do that anyway. I'm just saying the principle of knowing you're never going to see someone again is a bizarre principle to know that you can kind of just say anything. It's kind of like how we make up like drunk personalities.
I agree. I love that energy.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a music festival or you go on a trip and you're with the vacation boyfriend, and you're like, I'll never see this person again. I'll be anyone who I want.
Have you ever made up like a fake name?
I do fake accents more. Like,
oh my God.
I'm such a fake accent.
I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to warm up, but I want a fake accent at some point during the show.
All right.
Okay? And you can't even tell me
I
it's
was
coming.
actually told recently by a British lady, aka a girl my age, that I have an amazing British accent.
Chloe Veach?
Her name was Chloe, but not Chloe Veach.
Wow, a different Chloe.
Another British Chloe.
You're cheating on our British Chloe. That's fucking hilarious. Well, anyway, listen, you were not here on Friday because you were at Coachella, and I had Sequoia Holmes from the Daily Dirty on the show, and Sequoia is the only unwell person out of all of the new talent to be in a relationship. And I told her she thinks she's better than everyone. And we already,
she is.
Well, she is, but we already hashed it out. And part of the reason I said we're so envious of her relationship is because it seemed very healthy from an outside perspective, obviously. And she said, honestly, that took a lot of work. And I said, in what way? And she said, we've actually gone to couples therapy before. And I was like, couples therapy for a couple that's been together like that long? I was like, wow, you don't normally hear that, especially going on early. Kind of changed my opinion on going to couples therapy for people who aren't married. I thought that was like the whole thing.
Right. You thought it was like you only go to couples therapy once you're married.
You're very serious.
And your marriage is falling apart.
And they were just like fully dating and just in couples therapy. And it got me thinking like, what is your opinion on when you as a couple or you who's seeing someone should go to couples therapy? And remember, if you want to chime in, you can always call us at 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247.
Well, I think therapy is becoming more and more normalized, which I'm so happy about because as a single person who does therapy weekly, besides when I'm too hungover to talk to my therapist, I think it's great. It's helped me so much. It's helped me work through my feelings that you don't sometimes even know you have because you have so many thoughts going through your head every single day. It's hard to pick up on what's actually resonating with you within your mind. So when you're dealing with another person all the time, 24/7, you're living your life together and you're trying to build a life together, to have someone who really has no stake in the game mediate certain conversations or talk through your feelings with one another, I think is so beneficial. I have a few friends who have gone to couples therapy together, and at first I had the same reaction of you being like, wait, you're in couples therapy? Kind of sounds like that's a red flag. But then again, sometimes you just need a third person to talk it out. It doesn't mean your relationship is doomed. That means you actually care more and you want to make it work.
Yeah.
So let's work it out.
Could you envision you doing couples therapy with someone?
I'd be so down to do it. Because I feel like in the moment sometimes, obviously I'm really good at talking my feelings out. I love saying what's on my mind all the time. But sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment and you're trying to express yourself, you kind of gag a little bit and you're like, and you don't know how to really formulate what you want to say. So if I was in a serious relationship and there were big things that I wanted to talk about, instead of talking one-on-one with my therapist and then repeating it to my boyfriend, I'd be like, just come on in, let's do this all together. Saves me an extra hour of my life and then we can move on.
You're like, and now I have a witness.
It's time efficient.
To your fucking bullshit. It's like in the couples therapy that I first saw through, because everything I have is a reference to a movie, in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You know how the movie opens and they're in couples therapy.
Dead silent.
They're dead silent, and then it's like they're just so passive aggressive towards each other the whole time. That's what I always thought couples therapy is.
That's what I thought it was too. I think that's what people assume therapy is in the 2000s. No one was really talking about mental health. And so going to therapy is like, oh, she's crazy. She goes to therapy. Like, I don't need a therapist. Why not? You have someone who literally has no bias of your life to talk to you, to give you advice, to walk you through your feelings, to make you feel emotions that you are trying to not feel and become a better person.
I have a homework assignment for you.
Okay, that's something my therapist would say.
No, your homework assignment is this. Okay, when you eventually get into a relationship, which I have no doubt you will.
Oh, that's so nice.
The couples therapy thing, that's fine. You can do that.
I'm not down to do it within the first 6 months.
Wait. The funniest thing would be though, if you're fully in a talking stage with someone and you just randomly as your third date, you're like, hey, let's go here. And he's like, where are we? And you're just like, oh, we're at my therapist's office. Let's just go in for one session.
Yeah, I just need to grab something.
Just
and
for shits and gigs.
Sit down. Oh yeah, this is my therapist. I just wanted you guys to meet.
Hey.
That would be psychotic.
That would be hilarious.
But even friendship therapy.
And we should film it. That would also be fantastic.
Friendship therapy?
I feel like friendship therapy, what I always do, I like to have, if I'm going to do something friendship-wise or have a serious conversation, I like to have someone who knows both of us mediate.
Yeah.
Who knows both of us. There's no bias. I
feel like having a mediator.
It depends on the fight.
Though, it's that third person, it's so awkward because you can't mediate your two friends because they're going to think no matter what that you're taking sides of the other person.
I don't know.
Them.
Honestly.
It's giving a gang up. Three's a party.
It's giving a gang up.
It's giving a gang bang.
Yeah. This therapy is giving gangbang.
Yeah, this friend mediation.
No, but here's my thing.
I try to avoid. If my friends are in a fight, I'm like, this is your guys' problem because I can see both sides and I don't want to take sides and then you guys are going to make up in 1 week and then I look like an asshole.
But why are you taking sides? Just say, hey, let's hear what this person has to say. Okay, now you. You just take on the role.
Girls really want you.
You definitely take on the role of therapist.
Girls want you to take their side.
Yeah,
they want to feel heard.
In my, I've only had a couple friendship fights ever, and one of them was mediated, and it got solved the most amicably.
Nice.
And he knew both of us equally. It wasn't really a sides thing. It was just literally when things are so angry to the point of boiling over, you kind of need a mediator just so you don't both lose your temper, so you guys can stay on track.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I sound like a fucking
idealist. Do you think,
idealist.
though, that going to therapy, if you're in a couple and you're not married yet and you end up going to couples counseling, do you think that creates issues that were not there before?
Yes, I'm sure.
Call us at 888-91-ON-AIR. That's 888-916-6247. We want to know your thoughts on couples counseling. So you think that it does create issues?
Yeah, if you've seen someone for less than 6 months, like you've said, and they're already asking you to go.
Well, yeah. What's the timeline? It's after 1 year, should we go to couples therapy? Or it's do I know I want to marry this person? If I do, then yeah, let's get into couples counseling ahead of time so we can really talk about those big things, those life issues that might come up. And then they come up, you're like, let's break up.
I think there's a certain type of couple because we're reaching a certain point of if you know people who do therapy individually, they're big communicators. There is a such thing as an over communicator. Reaching the point, and I know couples like this.
Someone from Summer House.
That are fucking insufferable. Like, okay, not everything in a relationship is a microaggression. Not everything is a bigger conversation. I love talking things out. Even I over communicate sometimes to my own detriment. And the couples that like do couples therapy for every problem. And so
Right.
I'm
And
like,
how do you feel about that?
I'm like, all right, it's giving insufferable. Yeah. Like I don't want to go to a dinner party at your house because God forbid I pass the salt in the wrong direction. Microaggression. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
yeah, you offended someone with your salt pass.
I'm just trying to chill.
Yeah.
Literally.
I feel that. Well, I don't know. I'm all for therapy. Even if you're single, you should go to therapy. It might help whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go to a real therapist, you can always call us Dialed In every single day. We're here to help you out.
At 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. Speaking of therapy, because I know it's very attractive when men say they are in therapy, do you have anything off the top of your head, or maybe that we'll get into, like another really subtly hot thing that men can do?
I have many things.
Ooh.
So we'll get into it right after the break.
All right, sounds good.
Welcome back to Dialed In, the only hour where you can join the conversation. So call us at 888-91 on air. That's 888-916-6247.
Yeah, Rachel and I were kind of just getting into it. We're getting hot and heavy on Dialed In on Wednesday.
And we were talking about, I don't know why I just did that voice, but we were getting into
Not hot.
the most subtly attractive things people of the opposite sex can do.
Yeah, because I feel like we're always giving advice on like bad shit that happened during dates. So what are some like low-key hot things that someone else can do of the opposite sex or of the same sex, depends, whatever floats your boat, that really just gets you going? For me, it's when I go to dinner with a guy and they'll just like take over. I don't even have to look at the menu, or I'll just tell them like one thing that I like and they're like, we'll get the this, the this,
You
the
like
this.
that?
Yeah. I hate reading
What
menus.
the fuck is up with that? Explain that to me.
I think it's just more so like a sense of I don't have to use my brain right now. I can just sit back, relax, and it's being taken care of. I feel like sometimes it's awkward if I'm like, okay, I like this, this, and this. Basically, I like the most expensive thing on the menu, but I don't want to say it. And so when
You're
the
like-
guy says it, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to have that.
But like, don't you maybe I'm crazy. Like, what is it about like,
I think it just shows like a man taking control. I feel like,
so you're like a pillow princess at fucking dinner?
yeah, I'm down to just show up, eat, and like have good conversation. I don't want to worry about the logistics.
But like, let's say you're in the mood for like fish or something.
Okay,
and he's
yeah.
like, you're eating fucking meat.
Well, no, you give them a little like rundown of the things that you like or what you're in the mood for, and then they just like throw on the appetizers. They do a little add-on. We'll take
Yeah.
this. She'll have this. I love that.
I'll do the final order, but I'll get the consensus.
Yeah, you get like a general.
I'm not
consensus.
I'm not on a date with a toddler. I'm not gonna be like, oh, and what would you like, little girl? Would
No,
you
you're
like?
taking this
Would you
too
like?
literally.
Would you like the mac and cheese, or would you
Yeah,
like
that's
the?
definitely not subtly
Would,
attractive.
would you like the cheddar broccoli soup? Which one
I'm
would you
scared.
like?
I would never go on a date with a toddler. You
And the
freak.
waitress is like, "Hi guys, how are you doing? My date here is gonna have the cheddar
Why are you
broccoli."
talking in baby voice?
'Cause
though?
that's
no, I want a
baby
real
shit.
man.
That's baby activity.
Well, maybe I'm the baby,
That's what I'm saying.
and let my
Hi, my
baby
date here.
daddy.
That's how I would.
let my baby daddy take care of the rest.
That's how I would talk to my date if she was like, order for me. I'd be like, oh, little girl, little baby, would you like a cheddar broccoli soup?
I'm really scared. Anyways, we asked you guys on Instagram at Dialed In, what are some of the subtly hottest things someone could do on a date?
Yeah.
And you guys responded. We have
Allie on the
Allie
line.
on the line.
Allie, what the fuck is going on? What is the most subtly hot thing a man can do? Tell me.
Hi. Okay, so wait, before I start, first of all, to Rachel's point, yes, I will handle it is the hottest thing a man can ever say.
Thank you.
Hands down, no question. I feel you, girl.
Yeah, like I don't want to
was
think.
yeah, don't make me think. I don't want to know anything. That's not my business.
Yeah,
Just do it.
exactly.
And okay, so but what I was going to say is for me, the hottest thing a man can do is like have his own life. And this is twofold for me. Okay. So first part is I'm like not about to have another man make dating me his entire personality. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's just not what we're going to do here, because it's fun at first. They love bomb you. It's whatever. And then they get possessive. Then they get weird. Then you break up and shit really goes south. And we're not here for that.
Yeah, then they fucking hate you.
Me.
Yes. No, not what we're doing. And also, too, have their own life. Like, yeah, leave me on red for a couple of hours. What are you doing? Like, leave me on red. What is he doing? Like,
You want to keep the
he's
mystery
working,
Hold
alive.
on.
doing his own
What do you
thing,
mean leave
like-
me on red? I'm fine leaving you on delivered, but what do you mean leave you on red? I don't want you to know I'm trying to leave you out there.
Or not even that. Yeah, just like don't immediately reply like 5 seconds later.
Right.
Just like,
Be busy.
like I want to wonder what you're doing. Like supply and demand, baby. Like let's make this fun. Let's like have fun with it.
Yeah,
and
like let
play
my
cat and mouse.
imagination wander.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I thought you don't want to
just
be thinking. I thought you don't want to be thinking. I thought you want to be on autopilot on the date.
Yeah, but they're not on the date. When they're on the date, she
Yeah.
doesn't want to think. When they're away from each other, she wants to have a little moment.
See what I mean? Snip, snap,
Yeah.
snip, snap, snip, snap. You guys, this is why you guys don't make sense.
No, Allie, I'm so with you. Honestly, like
You get what I'm saying, Rachel.
I completely get what you're saying. Yeah, I get it because if someone's also responding to you, we spoke about this yesterday, but if someone's responding to you like immediately every single text, then it puts a pressure on you to have to respond back
Yes.
immediately. And then it's something you just really can't keep up with.
Guys, let's fucking be straight up. Rachel brought that up in the context yesterday because a man had not texted her back,
Yep.
which pissed you off.
It didn't piss me off. I was just like, okay, are we not going to go on the he took 24 hours. That's
Well-
different than 3 hours.
Allie, figure it out. Come
24
on.
hours is different. 24 hours is different, but also too, like, if you're texting me back like immediately, it puts pressure on me, like Rachel just said. But
Yeah.
also too, it's like, what? Do you not have a life? Like,
Okay.
Do you work? Do you
Okay.
have friends? Like,
Wait.
what the fuck are you doing?
All right. Wait. Enough with the Inquisition, Allie. All right, let me play a scenario. It's Saturday, okay? Saturday, you have this farmer's market. You have this play that you want to go to both. You want to spend the day with the man. Sorry, babe. I'm with Greg and Ted. I can't. I'm with the boys. You're like, that's fucking hot. He has his own life. You're like, no, what the fuck? I want to spend Saturday with my mans.
And I don't even mean like that. I mean like he's working, he's exercising, he's bettering himself.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah,
Saturday with the boys, like
Oh,
no,
the
like,
bar is on the
like,
floor. You're just saying if he has a job and works out, that's having his own life?
she wants to know he's
mean-
investing in himself and not only
Yeah,
putting
that's-
all his energy into her.
Guys.
The
That's
same way that like
exactly what I
us
mean,
as single
Rachel.
girls are like,
Yeah.
you know, leveling up. I'm working on myself. I'm in therapy. I go to the gym. I'm reading in
Yes.
bed. I have my own hobbies. You don't want someone to abandon all of their things for you and make you
Okay,
their
okay.
soul, like respond every second.
Yes.
I'm at your beck and call whenever you need it. It's like you want someone who's doing their own thing and it makes you aspire to have your own thing too.
I got it. So it's not really about social life. It's about like all aspects of well-roundedness. That
Yeah.
I can get on board with.
Yeah.
Independence.
Yes, exactly. Independence, like totally. Yes, you hit the nail on the head, Rachel.
My God.
If only she could apply it in practice. Thank you so much,
And-
Allie,
well,
for
and
telling
so
us.
Yeah, for sure. Also, Rachel, back to what you were saying about the guy not texting you back for 24 hours. Like, sure, like it feels good to get an immediate text back, but also too, like, it's exciting to not get it back immediately, even if deep down, like maybe you do want it immediately, but he's making you wait a little while or you're making him wait a little while. Like, no, it's not fun maybe in the beginning or whatever, but there is that like build up, right? It's like, oh, like, I mean, it's like instant gratification versus a slow burn. you know?
Exactly. And sometimes I think there's like a happy medium because the instant gratification is too much. The slow burn can go too long. You want somewhere right in between.
Yeah.
Yes, totally. And also the two are not
You want like the
mutually exclusive.
exactly. You want them together, like a fucking slow burn instant gratification into a slow burn, and some might
Yes.
call that chlamydia. You see what I mean, guys? You got to make more sense.
God.
You guys got to make more sense because the messaging is getting fucked up.
Right.
Is it instant gratification?
no.
Is
I
it
don't
a
know.
slow burn?
I like when we're
I
coming.
think it's both too, because like there's times where like you'll be texting and like you're doing like a real time text conversation
Yes.
and like it's great, but like
You took the words right out of my mouth, Allie. I was literally going to
at
say
11
that.
a.m. on a Tuesday, 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, like please.
Yeah, like please, I can't do
real.
this back and forth thing right now, but maybe like 9 p.m. once I'm already in bed, like ready to
Yeah.
like focus on your text message.
So after 5
Yeah,
p.m., it's like business hours for
Yeah,
texting.
yeah. Like don't
Well,
text
also,
me or
too,
call me
I
when
don't
I'm
think-
working.
Yeah, I think you need to be in like adults enough too to be like, oh, like I'm busy right now, let's do this later or whatever. Like just communication, you know?
Totally. I love that. Well, Allie, I loved hearing your takes.
Well, because she just agreed with everything you said. Of course,
And
you
I
loved
want you
hearing
to
it.
call back anytime.
You got it, Rachel. I
Yeah.
love this. for
Love
us.
you.
I'm so glad that I was included in that little girl powwow, or as we like
Well,
to call
just-
it in the female field, a kiki.
Yeah.
You like that?
Let's have a kiki.
Yeah, let's have a kiki.
Well,
Wait.
it just goes to show that us women are really aligned.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's,
I
it's,
agree.
it's good information for
You
you
guys
to
are
have
sync-
and take back to
Yeah.
your people.
You guys are synced up.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Synced up.
You're synced up.
More
It's-
ways than one.
It's that time of the day, if you know what I mean. Listen, we're talking about most subtly attractive things men or women can do. What do you think is subtly hot? Remember, you can always call us at 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. Lindsay, tell me something you think is subtly sexy. We want to know.
Hi.
Lindsay, what's going on? What is subtly sexy?
Hello.
You let me like trail off. I
love-
just said sexy
you
and then it was just
really-
silent and I was
yeah.
like, whoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And did you think that
You
was
did
sexy?
a great job. You did a great job.
All right, Lindsay, what's
well,
up?
you know, honestly, it was a little creepy, but it's fine. It's in hindsight, it's fine.
It's in the
Okay,
past.
well, first, Allie, just that answer was fantastic. Appreciated that.
Yeah.
But the thing that I think is subtly sexy is when a guy is always opening my doors.
Yes.
Like, he is going to, the first time, and I have an example because this happened in real life, and then it continued to happen, and now we are engaged. So, like, it worked,
Oh.
you know?
Tell me.
So
He opened that shit
he-
up. Slammed
he
right
opened
into
that-
that door.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
you
locked it.
slammed. Okay. Stop it. Oh my God, this really is unwell. Okay.
Yeah.
So he, right from the get-go, opened up my door. And I was like, okay, that's very sweet, very cute. The next time he took me out on a date, opened up the door, it was like I was heading for it. And he said, no, no, no. And then it became playful
Oh.
because then every time I would, casually go reach to open the door, he was right there. He was like, no, you're not opening the door. You're a
Aw.
princess.
So that became
And
your
so
guys'
then
little
I really
thing.
appreciated, yeah. And so I absolutely love that.
So I have a
Car
question.
door,
Yeah,
door
the
to
car door. That was my
restaurant.
question. So, like, if he picked you up for a date, would he get out of the car and open the door for you?
Yes.
Oh, that's my favorite thing.
Yes, he would. And it's also a subtle flex.
It's such
like,
a subtle flex.
I'm walking into a place and he steps to my side and opens the door for me every single time.
I know.
Or say, like the first time he met my parents, we went to get in the car and he opened up the back door for me, even though he was riding shotgun.
So nice.
It's very kind. It's very sweet.
It's nice
I
that you
think
got
that's
that and then
so
you
sexy.
married him, because I've been on dates with
Right?
guys who have done that, and it's like they're usually the biggest fuckboys, the ones who do that, because they know that girls like it, and I get really used to it. And then I go on another date after with someone new, and they don't do that. And I'm just like, how do I go backwards? Like, I can't. I need to get the door back.
Yeah, you need the slutty
It's
men
so
in your life.
true.
It's so hard.
Bloody men.
Yeah, I need.
It almost becomes like a thing, though, that you wait outside of the door for it to be opened for you. So
I know. And I can't help now but
It works
notice when a guy doesn't open the car door for me. I'm like, you're going to make me climb in like an Uber? Like, oh, is this for Rachel pickup?
exactly.
What I'm gathering from today's conversations is that you guys just like don't want to do much. You guys just want to exist. And like, I get it. Being a woman, and I'm not even kidding. What you're basically saying, and tell me where I'm wrong, being a woman is hard enough. When you're with
Exactly.
us, you just want to shut your brain off and not function.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Yes,
nothing
but
hotter than
doesn't- okay,
shutting my
wait.
brain off.
Yes. So, Montaine, would you like opening the door for someone, though? Would you like opening the door?
Hold on.
Would
You,
that
you
bring
guys
you
are
a-
you guys are acting like this is like some crazy ask. Ask any of my ex-girlfriends. I have gone above and beyond. I
Should
am
we
a
call them?
I'm a chivalrous fucking gentleman. Okay?
Chivalrous.
Yes.
Gentlemen.
Chival.
Wow.
I am full of chival.
Bold.
I know a lot of
Okay,
guys,
so
though,
tell
who
me
can
if
be
this is
chivalrous, and then
not-
they won't open the door still.
Wait, Lindsay, what were you going to ask?
I was going to say, tell me if this is too much in your opinion. I had a backup number 2, and this may be kind of niche, and I may be biased because I'm now engaged to him. But at the very beginning, after our first date, I was talking about how I was stressed at work and, work sucks, work's hard. And I told him where I
Work
worked.
sucks. I know. All right, sorry.
Okay. Love that. Blink-182. Okay. So he dropped off. No, he didn't ask to see me. He just walked into my work, said, "Can you give this to Lindsay?" and walked out.
Yeah.
And it was a little care package.
Aw.
It was a hydration drink. It was a crumble cookie. It was like a little work care package. Hope you get through your day okay.
I hope it was an Unwell hydration drink.
You know, it wasn't recent. They weren't out yet.
Okay.
But,
we'll redo.
But okay, would I do something like that? I've done something similar. I just feel like you never know when you're in like that courting phase what's too much.
You don't know if that would be love bombing.
What's creepy. And it's like what I have done, like the subtle thing I've done before is like Uber Eats or like delivered like coffee and breakfast to someone's house so they could have breakfast in bed when I knew I wasn't going to be around in the morning.
Wow.
Like I've done that, but like I feel like showing up to somebody's place of work or their place of residence unannounced, you better be dating, like, because otherwise it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, what if some girl showed up to my place of fucking work that I had only been on like 1 or 2 dates with? I would call the police.
I'm down for someone to send me some shit. I don't know who you're dating. I don't know, Lindsay, who your husband is, but I've never had anyone send me Uber Eats because I was like hungover.
Okay, Lindsay, here's what I'm figuring out. Lindsay,
because that would be the hottest thing I had on my list. That the hottest thing for me is when some guy just like is like, oh, I've called the Uber Eats.
Yeah, well, Lindsay, let's help Rachel find a man. Like, how can we help Rachel find a man who's going to be chivalrous for her? What did you do with your man?
Without being a fuckboy.
Oh, honestly, I'm a tough sell because I was actually in a relationship when I met this man. And I met this man, and then I was like, oh, I gotta dump my boyfriend because this is a problem.
Okay, well, actually, that's healthy of you that you dumped your boyfriend instead of, going full-fledged affair. Unless.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love it.
It was difficult, but we made it happen. But I think the key there was I wasn't looking for it, and I know everybody says that, and it's hard not to. Well,
obviously you weren't looking for it.
Rachel, close your eyes. Stop looking.
You were in a relationship. I hope you weren't looking.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but it was just it was an interaction in public, and it's too cute. He was a blackjack dealer.
Okay, wait. Now you got to talk us through this. How did it happen? How did it happen, for real?
I went to the bar to talk with my friend about how I was unhappy in the relationship. It was pure irony that this all happened. And I was at the bar, looked across the bar, could not stop looking at this beautiful blackjack dealer. And I was familiar with the bar. I knew the bartenders. I had never seen this man before. And I was intrigued. So I walked over. I had $30 cash in my pocket. Ironically, again, my my current boyfriend at the time, was the one who taught me how to play blackjack.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's the one who gave you the $30.
No, he was gone. He was actually gone for a week. Okay. So I was, out with my friends. But regardless, I walked up with $30. I ended up winning over $200, played for hours. We bantered. My gay best friend was egging me on because, he doesn't care. He's like, I just love you having a good time. So he had no ties. It was just beautiful. And I walked out of the bar and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to break up with my boyfriend for sure.
Wow.
Nail in the coffin.
We love the clarity, the post $200 clarity.
He went bust and she said, hit me. Yeah, that was good. I mean, honestly, congratulations for that. Honestly, like, it's rare that you hear that shit working out. So I'm glad you shot your shot and knew what you needed to do. I really respect the fuck out of that.
Me too. Proud of
Thank you. And
yeah.
I mean, I won, so I'm not bad at blackjack.
There you go. She's up $170 according to my calculations. And she met a very subtly hot person. Listen, we're talking about right now the most subtly hot and attractive things men or women can do. If you have an opinion or you have something we have not heard yet, call us at 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247, and we will get to you after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dialed In. It is me, Montaine. I am here with
Rachie.
Yeah, Rachie Fry Poulet in the motherfucking building. Remember, if you want to join the conversation and chime in, you can always call us at 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. We were just talking about this most subtly attractive and hot things that men and women can do, and we have some more callers. So let's get to PJ. PJ, tell us some subtly attractive things that you look for.
What I love in men in general, I mean, I like them a lot, but what I love personality-wise when it comes to rating someone on hotness is whether or not they have empathy and if they're kind of a big teddy bear. I'm kind of into that. I like a soft person. I like a person who animals like. And I'm like, oh.
Are you saying teddy bear, like body shape-wise, or that's like their insides? Because I know I have girlfriends who are like, talking like looks wise, they're into like teddy bear guys.
What is that, like really hairy?
No, just like, have a little beer belly, and they give like really big beer belly hugs and teddy bear hugs, like that type of vibe. Or are you talking like teddy bear, like their energy has teddy bear?
I'm going to say their energy. Why choose between the man and the bear when you can have a man who has a teddy bear disposition?
Yes.
I mean, you get the best of both worlds.
I know. Everyone was making fun of me for sleeping with a teddy bear, but it's like, I don't got a man, so I got to use the teddy bear.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, how do you...
I'm saying in terms of like who they are as a person. Body doesn't really matter too much to me.
Yeah, but PJ, how do you test if a man has empathy? Like, what's your telltale sign if you want to know quickly?
I'd say as a first date, see if he'll volunteer with you at your local food bank.
Oh,
okay.
That's really nice.
See if he'll help you at the soup kitchen. See if watch him in situations and see how he reacts. Is this a hothead? Is this someone who doesn't know how to control their temper? Or is this someone that kind of rides it out and observes and figures things out and decides, okay, this person needs a helping hand, or okay, this person they're emotionally intelligent, I guess, is there.
Yeah, a good way to see that is if you're in the car with someone and they have like severe road rage, and it's like they're like honking at a person walking across the street, like someone really slow, and they're honking. You're like, okay, psycho, you don't have empathy.
Wait, PJ, you just have me laughing a little bit because I'm just thinking, like, obviously, yes, you want to like ask if they're down to do things. I'm just imagining someone on a first date being like, hey, nice to meet you. Do you want to go to like a soup kitchen? I'd be like, what? Like, what's up?
They have a great loss.
Hey, sorry, I don't mean to sound empathetic here, but
I'm have a alert. There's a non-empath in the room.
I don't even know that I would eat soup on a first date. I'm probably just getting a drink, let alone commit to going to a soup kitchen. Like, I would go to a soup kitchen. I just don't know if I would answer that question on a date immediately.
Right? Are you taking someone you've never met to a soup kitchen, or have you met them before? I feel like you've done this, so tell us, how's it been?
Well, I'm not really a heavy dater. I'm more of an observer. I'm like a one-date gal, and I get a read on a person really fast.
Me and you both, baby. One date wonder.
I get a read on them fast, and if I get the whole run for your life thing, I do.
Yeah.
I cut all ties. I go into hiding. I'm like Jesus. I disappear for 3 days, make everyone think I was dead. Just how it works.
Yeah, Jesus died for our sins.
Sure. And the sin that I'm committing via sitting with this person who's obviously a psycho is hopefully going to be forgiven later.
I totally hear you, though. I feel like empathy is such an amazing, rare quality to find in people. And to be able to see someone really like take on others' emotions, whether it be like in the most casual situations, like you're getting ice cream and it's like, asking the person who's serving your ice cream, oh, how's your day been? Or asking them just like little subtle questions about them that you don't really need to ask. I feel like it's a telltale sign of someone just being like a good person. Like how do they treat people that they don't really know? Like, are they being so nice and chivalrous to you in the car, but the second you get out of the car, everyone who they are strangers surrounding, they have like this I'm better than you energy. Yeah. I fucking hate that.
Is like a good example of like being an empath, like asking a woman, like, did you come?
I feel like,
is that empathetic?
I don't know if that's empathetic because like half the time we'll lie,
That was a joke.
I know. Okay, was it? I thought it was serious.
Tough crowd today, folks. Jesus fucking Christ. But you know what we're about to get into?
Yes.
We are. Do you want to tell the people or should I tell the people?
Tell them.
All right. Well, we were joking about this originally, but then it got turned into a real conversation because one of the two of us, not me, may or may not have been dreaming or talked about dreaming about an ex. And it got us thinking, like, what the fuck does it mean if you're thinking about an ex, situationship, whatever, and they pop into your dream?
Yeah, what does it mean if you've had a dream about your ex? Have you reached out to them after? Have you been mad at them after? Call us at 888-91-ON-AIR. That's 888-916-6247.
Yeah.
That's the number.
That is. Look at you.
Call us because honestly, as someone, I'm a vivid dreamer. Every single night I'm having insane dreams. There's definitely themes within my dreams. There's one bucket where...
Themes within my dreams.
There's one bucket where I just have fucking nightmares about Harry Potter and Voldemort's coming to kill me. Like, he's always popping up there. And to the point that I've woken up and Googled spells from Harry Potter. That way, when I fall asleep, I can remember
3.
them. Expelliarmus. 1. Expecto Patronum.
2.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Study that shit.
Remember Stupefy?
Yeah, stupefy.
Stupefy.
So I've had those dreams. I've also had dreams where people from my past have popped up, like girls that I used to be friends with, and they're in my dream and we're friends again. I'm like, what are they doing here? I haven't seen them since kindergarten. Like, what does that mean? And then there's also the dreams where I think I'm in a relationship with someone. We're so in love. I wake up and I'm like genuinely heartbroken.
It's like your teddy bear.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a relationship
You're
with
like,
someone.
oh, Marcus. And then you wake up and she's just making out with your teddy bear.
I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I'm still single.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what are your takes on dreaming about an ex?
Yeah.
I believe we have someone on the line. Hawthorne, let's hear, what are your dream interpretations?
Hey, is it Hawthorne? Is it Hawthor?
It's Hathor.
Oh, Hathor. How are you?
What up, Hathor?
Like Hathor. Hi.
Cool.
Okay, I heard that you may have some key insights into interpreting dreams. Please give us a read.
Yes. So when you see your ex, I've been doing this for close to 9 years, doing dream interpretation and many other types of readings. But with seeing an ex, is usually you do need to reach out to them. That person could be thinking about you, or you can be thinking about that person a little bit too much or focusing in on them, and they pop up in your dream. But if you haven't, and it's been years, and they pop up, it usually means that they are trying to contact with you, or you should contact them.
Wait, really?
And depending on the breakup, you should kind of be careful. If it was like a bad breakup, and how they're in the dream. So if they're nice in the dream, that's a good sign. But if they're sad or something's going on, you probably want to proceed with caution and probably just send them an email. But it's definitely somewhere that you should contact them, for sure.
Send them an email.
Yeah, what should you be saying to them? Like, just, hey, hope you're well? Or should you be trying to reignite the relationship?
You should see what's going on first, because they're not just popping out of the blue. There's some, like, you always have a residue of karmic ties, or at the relationship didn't end well, you still have some type of connection to be able to dream about them. So you don't want to rekindle things. You want to kind of find out first what's going on with them. So even if you say, hey, I had a dream about you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I always am saying that to my friends. They're like, okay, are you obsessed with me? But if it's just like a friend in the dream that you haven't spoken to in a while, is that the same rule? Does it apply to a friend? Like, you should be reaching out?
It's the same rule. And if you see like a celebrity, or you see somebody, like you said, from Harry Potter, it may be a friend or somebody that you know that has those characteristics. Oh. So sometimes in dreams, they'll use those people. Like, if I seen Beyonce, I may have a friend who kind of acts similar to her, or has the same numbers, or a birthday that is hers that, resonates with me. But if they pop up, you should communicate with them. You should reach out.
Okay, that's very interesting. Hathor, I have a quick question for you. So, like, you said you've been doing this for 9 years. Like, what made you get into this? Were you having dreams before that you wanted to get, like, interpreted?
I've always had dreams. It's kind of like a bloodline. I don't know if I should get all into that, but it runs in my family to do this type of work.
Got it.
And since I was little, I've been able to tap into the spiritual realm and do the work that I do. I do love and compatibility.
Yeah. Is there any way
relationship?
Is there any way to, like, train yourself to be more aware of your dreams? Because I feel like I have all these deep dreams all the time, and then I wake up and then I lose them. So how can I train myself to be more?
Okay, there's a way you can do it. There's a way you can do it, and there's a simple way you can do that. Drink water before you go to bed. And then there's the Edgar Cayce rule, is that whatever you want to dream about, write it on a piece of paper. Write it on a piece of paper, a question that you want answered, and put it in, and look at it before you go to bed. Make sure you drink water, and put the paper underneath your pillow, and don't remove it until you get an answer.
Okay, and it could be any question.
If you drink water, it'll break it up. Any question that you want, focus on that. And then there's some stones that you can work with, like angel light. Angel light is a real good stone. Amethyst, those are stones. Cool. If you believe in dealing with crystals and stuff, you could put those underneath your pillow as well.
Yes.
And I would say keep a journal next to you, and a pen. But this is a trick. Don't touch your hair. Don't touch your head when you wake up. because usually if you touch your hair, that usually takes away your memory of stuff. I don't know why. It's weird, but
okay,
when you're doing all of that,
and I have one more question.
That you have something next to you.
You mentioned earlier that if an ex pops up in your dream, there's a chance that they're thinking about you, or they want to contact you. If you're thinking about your ex and you want to contact them, is there a way to make sure that they're in your dream, that they will also have a dream about you? Does that make sense? Like, how can you like send yourself into someone's dream? Is that a thing? I need to know.
It is possible. You can jump into other people's dreams. So sometimes usually if you are meeting, whether that person's dreaming about you or you dreaming about them, you are meeting in that room. You're meeting in the dream room. So you can even, if you want to, you can even put something on the paper and look at that person before you go to bed. I just recently had a dream about an ex, and I'm like, why is he here? But I was just seeing him in a manner like, I hope he's not doing that to the next girl.
Right.
Oh,
of course not.
You never know.
Okay, so here's the last thing before we have to get out of here that I want to know. You work with clients, you help interpret for people. And I know that if an ex reached out to me and said, I had a dream about you, I'd probably not receive it well. What would you advise somebody to say to softly launch the idea that you had a dream about them without coming across, especially if the breakup was bad?
And without coming across like you're still obsessed with them.
Yeah.
First, just ask them how they're doing. Just ask them and see how they, how are you doing? How are things going?
Yeah.
Just first, just have a greeting and see how they respond and if they're even open to talking to you.
I think that's an amazing idea. First. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all your readings, Hathor. We really appreciated it. Obviously, we're going to
try it out. Let's write some notes tonight.
Yeah.
And do some little voodoo.
I'm going to write that shit on my pillow. My birthstone is opal, I think.
Mine is turquoise.
Turquoise. Yeah, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in today for our beautiful Wednesday edition of Dialed In. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
We want to hear all about your dreams, all about your relationships, everything. Follow us at Dialed In. You can follow me at Rachie Fried Poulet.
Me at Montaine. And we will be here at the exact same time tomorrow.
Call us. We want to hear.
Yeah. 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. See you tomorrow, knuckleheads.
Bye.
Bye.